layover on our way to Siem Reap from Battambang. It's a 3-hour ride. It stops, we're here, I'm not quite sure where we are, but it's a little bit of a stop. It's about 2 hours. But when you're riding for about an hour and a half, there's a little pit stop for them to go and eat, stretch their legs, have a beer, whatever. But we should be getting to Siem Reap in about an hour and a half's time. After that, then we can party it up. Welcome to Siem Reap. Alright y'all, this is the streets. It's a lot dustier than all the other sites. Maybe it's just today and where we are. But we're heading off to this place called Borong, I think. And then we'll show you what it's all about. Welcome to Barai. You can see it's like a water tunnel kind of like structure set up. I've also set up shop here where when there's tourists that comes, they sell a lot of the like souvenirs, fruits, food, and there's a lot of hammocks. See all those places down there? They're all hammocks. So this is equivalent to the beach area. So this is the best that we've got to offer here in Siem Reap at the moment. But I've been told that the water that actually comes from here flows through into this river. Yeah, that water is used to actually make the rice from, with the entire process of making rice. So we're gonna keep going. There's a lot behind us, so keep you posted. Oh, look at all these goodies. Oh.
This one frog.
So you got the stuffed. These are stuffed frogs. You got your fish. And then it's that fish stuff that we've been eating. Alright. Wow. Alright, welcome to Barai Beach, yo. This is it. So as you can see, where we ordered the food up there, we've actually come down here, and we've hired a space out here where what will happen is that once you buy the food, they'll bring it down for you and you can eat there. So you can actually share. You can get on the straw mat together, but you actually pay for the costing of the space. So it's pretty cheap anyway. So a mat that fit about 5-6 people will set you back about $4 or $2.50. You can also, if you want to relax, you can go get yourself a hammock. But the food looks pretty good, and I think it's a pretty good experience too, because you got a really good view. Oh, check it out! Oh, all right, I'm gonna try one. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it feels like it's moving still. Oh, tastes like kind of like cooked asparagus, but it's crunchy and it breaks up into little particles. Not bad, not bad. All right, guys, it's time to try the grasshopper. My brother seems to be getting it on a daily basis. He says it's pretty good, and they say that it tastes better than the actual worm. So let's go have a look. Oh, I don't know how to describe it. It's like kind of like stale chips, but it's got like a bit of a flavor to it. I can see why they like this food, especially if you're going to be drinking beer. These are called clam, which is it's food that you have while you're drinking. So they like to chew on these things and have a few beers at the same time. So let's get cracking. Here we are at the start of our journey at Siem Reap, Angkor Wat. We've got our tour guide here. He's gonna be taking us around. He's translating half and half for English for me and half for my family over there. So he's just explained that this building here was built in about just over 2,000 years ago. We're going to be traveling through Angkor Wat, which is also known as the Kingdom of Heaven. And I'm going to be running through some of the stuff that I'm going to be learning today, and I'm going to be showing you some really cool stuff, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're walking through, as you can see here, this entire thing here, you can see that there's a main entrance here. That main entrance was like only made for the king, and that only he could enter, and then the rest of the passageways, you've got 1 and 2, and all the other ones would be visited by like normal monks for prayer, and other people, the public that will go in. I've been advised that the king himself would only be
You know, he'd only be praying about 2 times a year, where he'll be using his gates. But also this bridge here, as you can see, that it uses as the entrance towards the temple. It's 12 meters wide and then 7 meters deep. So this is as you can see, well, it's a little bit scary, so I'm not going to go over there, but the stairs can show you how deep it is too. Another fun fact for you guys, I've always wondered why you know, these pillars here, you know, exactly what purpose they serve. But with Hinduism, they believe that their lucky number is 7. So there's obviously not 7 pillars here because it's broken. But if you go across all the other ones, you'll see that there's 7 pillars. With Hinduism, their lucky number is 7, and with Buddhism, their lucky number is 9. So that's the difference that you'll see. And we'll keep going. All right, you guys ever wondered what this bridge is all about? Okay, so when in Hinduism culture, and when this was built, they said they call this bridge here the Rainbow Bridge because it's a gateway to the heavens, which is the Angkor Wat behind me, which is the kingdom of heaven, and that was built in reflection of where the stars which were aligned, so that it was a perfect gateway from here to heaven. And that way, when the king that decided to build this epic structure over the 37 years period of ruling, that when he passed, that he would have access to heaven as soon as that, and that's why you see everything behind me. We'll go through it, and then we'll get some further information. The palm juice stand. As you can see here, this is where they derive the juices, and I'm gonna be drinking it. Oh man, it's really sweet. That's pretty much it. So recommend that you do try it because you can't just get it anywhere else. Ever wanted to know where to take a really good photo of Angkor Wat? Right, you can always take it at the front over there, but this is where it gets done. Just in front of there. See where all those people are? I just took an awesome photo just before. What you got to do is you got to sit in that little section over there, and then you see Angkor Wat's reflection in that water. It comes out really nice, clear. There's going to be there's other photographers out there that's trying to sell photos. Up to you if you want to get like a really nice photo with them, and then you just have to pay them a small fee. I'm not exactly sure how much it is. I don't really do it myself. I'm just taking my own photos. But yeah, you can see with the reflection in the water of the building. But the closer you get to, that's the corner there. That's the money maker shots. Cool fact. The conversion of the Angkor Wat from Hinduism into Buddhism took place about 2,000 years ago, where the king who was ruling Angkor Wat at the time had a commander who had a feud with. The feud had lasted for about 26 years. In that 26 years, the Cambodian people and the unity wasn't strong, and so when he sought power, he betrayed his king, killed him, took power, and only ruled for the 1 year. And then the 1 year, what had happened was after that it was invaded over a 4-year period, the entire Cambodia, and that was the fall of the strong Cambodian Empire. So we'll continue on as you're walking through the first doors of Angkor Wat. You got all these inscriptions on the walls here, right? But what it is like, I always thought that it was based on Cambodian history, but the tour guide has explained that it's basically outlining the history behind. It's a really hard name to pronounce. Myanmar. But it's Sri Lankan Hinduism history, and the struggle between two strong warriors for a fight of a daughter named Sita. She's on there. What happened is that there was great rivalry between the two, and what happened, none of them actually got them, and then there was some commander of destruction that came across and kidnapped her. Sorry if my interpretations are wrong, because I only just heard this story once, so chances are that I might be a little bit wrong, but if you have a look around, it is of Sri Lankan heritage here in Angkor Wat. drama
Interesting.
there. He's this is the struggle to get back Cedar. So he stands, he fires an arrow across to shoot the god of destruction. But another thing that I forgot to mention is that this Brahmin guy, they believe that he's a reincarnation of the god Vishnu, and this is his journey. We're trying to get C2 back. Wow. Below me is this structure. Looks like kind of like a big swimming pool, right? But what it was is that this section here, when there's heavy rains, this is built so that way all the water that gets built up there leads out into that little section over there. Okay, that leads out onto the moat. Because what happens is that if there's a lot of water that gets raised up here, it does a lot of damage to the limestones, as you can see here. So that's over centuries of rain, and obviously when they built this, it didn't look like it. You didn't see this corrosion here, but that's what it does over time. But the Cambodians knew this, and so what they did was create these kind of sections here to prevent that from destroying the buildings, because it'd just be building up, and then where would it all go? You know what I mean, is that the worshipping section here. They call it the lucky worshipping section because what's happened is that over time, see that statue back there? I'll get a better picture for you, but see that one over there that's wearing the robe? He's the only one of his kind that's left in terms of the statues that have been left from the 16th century. And so when you go through all the others, they're either been broken or anything, or you know, you got your heads off, you got your hands full and cracked and halved. So they've considered that one to be lucky. So they've considered that section to be holy as well. So that's why you can go there. You can make a prayer, burn some incense, and just pray to your ancestors. When the war broke out, a lot of the soldiers invaded Angkor Wat, stole a lot of their artifacts and sold them onto the black market over in different countries. So obviously, so you can get a lot of money for it, but there's still a little bit that's left over. But obviously, there's still a lot more back in the day. Up here, where I'm facing now, is the south staircase. This is for when commoners are allowed to be used. The only one that's been made for the king is on the west quadrant. So this temple itself here, inside the main section of Angkor Wat, is broken up into 4 quadrants. You know, you got your north, south, east, west, similar to your 4 elements of water, fire, earth, and wind. It's all pretty much the same concept here, and you see all the different entrances and where people where to pray, who to pray to, and how to pray. So it's all different. All right. It's still pretty hot out here, but it's not as hot as some days. I want to say that it's my second time coming to Angkor Wat now, and I want to say that it's every time that I do come here, it's really it amazes me. It never ceases to amaze me how everything was put together. Look at these blocks. Everything. They estimated about 8,000 elephants were used in order to help build Angkor Wat, with, you know, all the heavy lifting from the mountains, along with boats, rafts that were carried with these boulders. A lot of the people worked here to build it. The Cambodian people built their incentive to help build this awesome monument was that the fact that if they were to assist in building the kingdom of heaven, that they will have their own gateway in order to get to the heavens as well. So it kind of promised them that afterlife. Also, it's as you can see, there's a bit of the construction going on here. It's not really construction, but tour guide has advised me that it's there's some leaking up in the roof, so we can't actually go up there. But check out the staircase. This is from the main section that they normally let the public in, so that's closed today. Staircase is pretty epic. When you get up there, you're not allowed to wear a hat. That was the main purpose of as to why I didn't wear a hat today. I really wanted to go in there and take some good photos, and have and enjoy the view, because you'll be able to see all of outside Angkor Wat. As you can see, look here on the sides here. These are the windows that we were talking about, with the 7 pillars. We'll continue the journey. It's getting hot, and I need to stay hydrated. It's getting harder and harder every day. I asked the tour guide earlier on why there wasn't any carvings of how Angkor Wat was made in Angkor Wat itself. He said that all that evidence is at the Bayon Temple, so which we're going to be heading down to real soon. So I'll show you what it's all about, and I'll run through the history of it too. See that? All their plantations and stuff there. Angkor Wat still needs to be maintained to remove these plants, because in the past it got to a stage where the trees were getting out of control. Tour guide has advised me that it's because of all the pigeons' poop, and because they eat the seeds from the bayon tree. Forgot what it was called, but that's why you can see. And then so there's a lot of pigeons here, and then when they do poop, that's the reason why these plantation grows, and it can get out of control as well. So maintenance is required. All right, when you finish leaving Angkor Wat, this is the exit. Be sure to take photos outside here too, because it looks awesome. I just took one before. I'm gonna upload it into one of my little clips, but it looks sick. You don't get the river and everything, but there's less tourists and stuff too. They take ages to take photos. Alright, so just finished Angkor Wat. We're here for a feed. Angkor Wat's still across the road from us. So you just get you just ask your driver to take you to one of the shops to eat. There's a stream of shops here. Restaurants, souvenirs, and all that jazz. So it's similar to the food that we ate yesterday. You know, with the fried fish, the frogs, chicken, and all this other stuff. Yeah. So let's say it's not too expensive or anything like that. So you're not gonna be breaking the bank, but good feed, because all that walking for about 3 hours is gonna do some damage to your legs, and you're gonna need to get some more carbs to get that back up and running. Oh, look at this. These heads have been replaced, as you can see. A lot of them have been vandalized, been broken since the war. But as you can imagine, when they were originally all there, it would have been an incredible sight to see. We're all going into this section now. Just wait for traffic to come out. But here we are. Hey guys. Sorry. Here we are at Bayon Temple. A lot of you guys don't know, but this is also called Angkor Thom. Translation is that it's just a bigger version of Angkor. But what these guys use, let me just move the video over. See, this temple was built with leftover stone from Angkor Wat. That amazing. This is we talked about it earlier on. Well, I did anyway. About the commander who took rule of Angkor Wat over for 1 year. He took rule for 1 year, and then what had happened was there was an invasion by the Jam people. Okay, so the Jam people, there were Islamics that were located in Hanoi, which came in and invaded the country. The war went for about 4 years. As you can see here, there's a lot of fighting. There's kind of to and froing. There's people just a lot of hurt, a lot of commanding, and because of the struggle of Cambodia had for 26 years with the commander and the king, it just weakened Cambodia's power, and that was their time to strike. And when they did strike, they did eventually win. And so this is
This is just what I'm showing
Alright,
everybody.
so extra addition to the wall. There's not really a story to tell here. It's more of how the Cambodian people lived. You know, you've got over here, which is like all your warriors, the soldiers, and they're just on the in the water, and then you can see all the fish there. Underneath, there's a hunter. You know, you carry it like they hunt for food. And then also shows like these are that represents hospitals. The king, I was told that the king built about 100 hospitals for free in the city. And then you've got ones where, like, you know, kids, like parents are playing with kids. This one's a little bit of funny. She's just like looking up for knits, you know, in the hair. You keep going across. All right, and so its story just keeps continuing. Like we see the wall over there, bit of cockfighting, a bit of like all the animals that are in part of the Cambodian wild. Just keep going ahead. And so this is it. You've even got like alligators, crocodiles that are eating people, you know, falling off from their boats. Still battles here. A lot of game playing, a lot of hospitals still. So that's what it is. But look, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit just to show you guys how far it stretches out. Incredible artwork. Story time, guys. Alright, so here, this is the story about the king that created Angkor Wat. See that? These guys are carrying their his urns, the remains, going up to where the capital of Angkor. See this here? That's his urn, right? And so they planted that urn right there. And so what's happened in the early 1900s, a French archaeologist came in and discovered that urn. And then now that urn has been taken away from Angkor Wat and now is in display at the French Museum. Funny enough, the guy who discovered the urn, he passed away in Siem Reap, and as part of his request was to have his body cremated and spread across all of Angkor Wat, because it's something that he really loved, and so that's just something, a little bit of information. I mean, could have been taken away, but you know that something like that is still stored under heavy security in France. Okay, for my Chinese viewers and Chinese friends, just want to let you guys know, hey, you guys are on here too. So this is the story about, you see how all these Chinese people, you can tell by their close eyes, the tight eyes, sorry, and their heads are being tied back. These guys, it's nothing bad or anything. What it is just to show that China had influence on Cambodia as well, in terms of doing business, conducting trade, doing silks, bringing silks, and amongst the other things, I forgot what it was, but it could be wine. But that's another part of another country that's involved in the entire build-up of Bayon, Angkor Wat, and Cambodia's history. Here we are, the top of Bayon, where you can see the 54 towers, 218 heads, all on them. Some at sections that I can't even reach, but I have been taking a lot of selfies with these women. Here's another one. There we go. Yep. So, but it's absolutely amazing. Look at that. Incredible. If you guys ever wondered what all these blocks are, these are the ones that have fallen down over the years, and rather than throw them away, they're actually piling them up over here. And as you can see, they're still doing a lot of rebuilding of this. I'll see if I can show you. There's still a bit of like framework over there, but on the inside there's a lot of improvements going on, just to try and revamp. They're trying to get this back up to as good as they can. But you can imagine when this was originally created, would have been absolutely majestic, would have been amazing. Yeah, so let's move on. All right, done at Bayon.
we're heading down to the spot where they filmed Tomb Raider. Hey, just letting you guys know that I've probably drank about 4 bottles of water, sweated about 3 liters. This towel's getting pretty wet. So if you're gonna be traveling around, make sure you bring a towel. It's gonna be your lifesaver. Especially today we've got a bit of an overcast, so the sun's not too heavy, not too hot. But you come here on a 35-degree day and chances are you're probably gonna get a heat stroke. Probably end up dying out here or something, but that's all I can recommend. But yeah, have a good time. Going on walkies. See behind me, have a look. See this? This used to be the training grounds for the military, for the army that the king had power over. And just gotta go over there. There's a spot that's just there. The king used to just sit there while he looks at the military train. Also, these, you know how in Melbourne we've got the 12 apostles or 8 apostles or whatever it is. These are the 12 towers here behind me. Yeah, there should be 12. But legend has it that the reason why there was 12 is because there was this ruler that had 12 daughters, and they all had to leave or something along those lines. I do apologize if I'm wrong, but I'm trying to soak in as much information as I can, and try to talk without being attacked by all these dragonflies. There's like a squillion of them all around here, so I'm gonna talk and then watch it doesn't fly into my mouth, because then it might be a little bit comical. But yeah, do take the walk. This is the ground. This is the ground when ancient men fought and trained and conquered. So in Cambodia, especially in these ruins here, it's called a Cha Tiêu. What the tree? So this one here looks like it's about 700 plus years old. So what they used to do back in the day is they used to use this as a resource of oil, and of tree oil. And what they did with the tree oil is that when they got it out, they would use it as a kind of like an incense, kind of like citronal, whatever it's called. You know how like you light, kind of like you light your lantern up, and it'll keep it lit for a long time. They also used it to kind of use like a lacquer their ships, so that water wouldn't get in as well. But now it's been used as an extract for people who are just like, you know, varnishing wood and stuff, so to make it look good. But yeah, there's some pretty cool information. So here we are at the Prasad Temple. This temple was made in honor of one of the king's mothers. So obviously he loved his mum very much, so he decided to build her a temple. This is the one where you see all the trees that they just seep into the building, and it forms as part of the structures. And so it's going to be really going to be awesome to go through. Can't wait to show you. So we're going through. Looks like some pretty nifty stuff in. Going through the tunnels. Show you around. Look at that. Alright, going through. Wow. You guys see that? That's crazy, huh? And see, look. It's grown around the building. It's worked itself to be a part of the entire thing. If we keep going, there's bigger trees, and it's just intense. I mean, over hundreds of years, you see that these trees have grown. They haven't grown and crushed the entire structures. I'll show you more. So we're going to be going through, and I'm going to be showing some pretty cool sights. So come on, come in, let's go. Alright, so we're going through, just showing, just to see if you guys recognize this section right here. This is where Tomb Raider was filmed. In this section right here, I'm going to be walking through where extra film was done. As you can see over here, it's a little bit dark, but it's actually pretty good lighting for this phone. You can see some boulders there. Oh no, I can't go through there. So it extends out. If you have a look over there. So, right here. There's another Tomb Raider one. Look at that. That is an epic tree. Like the history behind it. And see that thing up there? That's a massive beehive. Ready to drop down any second. So yeah, I'm kind of scared at the moment. Alright, here. Alright. In here, in this little section here. This is the tomb room for the Queen Mother. And you know, so you've all got your scents in here, but this is where her corpse was kept in a tomb. Also, it was covered in gold, diamonds, rubies, all sorts of jewels. I see like there's a skylight that reaches all the way down here. It's actually pretty cool. But a lot of the jewelry that was inside these rooms was stolen during the war, and a lot of you know, a lot of thieves took the. Stole it. Oh my god, it's too hot. Alright, moving on. Pretty towards the end of the tour. It's starting to pack out all these sections here. I do believe we have one more temple to go. It's the one where you go to reach really high up the top to watch the sunset. But because there's not much sun out here, there's a lot of overcast and cloud. That's not going to happen. So we're just going to go up there and just have a look at the view. Alright, see you guys soon. Guys, look at that. All hard at work, trying to get the restoration up. A lot of work behind it. It's not easy, a lot of funding. As you can see, I've had a wardrobe change. Gone up to the last one. They won't allow, if you're wearing a singlet, there's no chance they're gonna let you in there. But we bought some beef skewers, which are down here, from this lady that's over there. If you're ever here, make sure you pit stop over there and get some. It's actually really good. It's really good. You got the option of actually taking an elephant up there, but you don't have to. Bakang Hill. Yeah. It's the last stop of our temple run. Just letting you guys know this is the hike that you're expecting. Alright, so it's a pretty big hike goes for a little while. And then when you get to the top, you got to be climbing up the tower. You got to be overlooking the grasslands of Cambodia. You can see Angkor Wat from there too. But the reason why they put it as the last spot is because that's where you want to go and see the sunrise. And it's actually quite beautiful. And last time I went, it was pouring down rain, and the top level was packed with tourists. So even trying to find a spot, you pretty much want to sit down somewhere and then just wait for the sun to go down, then take that photo. But whole process takes a little while. Not sure we're gonna stay, so I guess we'll see. Worst stroke of luck. Here we are. We've just we're walking up the hill, and all of a sudden it started pouring down. We're not talking about normal rain. This is torrential rain. Ah! It's easy. We're nearly there. Might as well. I mean, we've made the effort, and then at least I can show you guys a bit of a video of what it is. So if it dries, yeah, all right, cool. And also, I've only got about 10% battery life, so I need to save every little percent. So behind me is where you'd see the sunset, but because they have a look at these mean ass clouds, we ain't gonna see no sunsets today. But reaching up the top here, you can see that we've got like a couple of other towers here. It's the main one there. It's not a very big space, so they only allow 300 people up here at the time. That's because it's the maximum occupancy. But if we go a little bit further to the right side, you can see Angkor Wat. It's a bit of a crane over there at the moment, but it's right in there in the midst. People are filming at the moment, so I just don't want to get in their way. See if I can get a better view. Doesn't work as well. See that little point over there? If you're standing over here, it's a better view, but the camera's kind of shit when you're doing it in reverse and everything's really far away.
but let me take you on a tour. This is the view that you'll see when you get up here, and it's actually quite nice. So you know, take the time to really enjoy it. It's the last leg of your journey, and yeah. So turn down the volume here at Temple. Let's pause a little bit later. Let's bring out all these people. Try to check all the tourists. We're playing a bit of pool one, and now we're gonna be drinking some more. Remember when I was talking about like people dance on the street? Check this out. This is Pub Street. This is Pub Street going off. And dancing. I've got like all people from around the world dancing up in here. Everybody saying hello. Hello. Man, this is crazy. Hey, where you guys from? Where you guys from? Say hello. Say hello.
All them bitches.
Where you guys from? They're from England, they're from England. They're English. Alright. Like they're having fun. Everybody's like dancing up in here. Look at this. It's like wild dance. Alright, I'm going out like this. Like you know, just saying hi to everybody. Hi guys, where you guys from?
New Zealand.
New Zealand? Alright. We got some Kiwis up in here. Australia, Australia. Hey guys, how do you like the whole weather?
Awesome.
They love it, they love it, they love it, they love it! Alright. So like I'm going around, making my rounds, like meeting everybody, from people from around the world. People are dancing. Look, this got one guy. Oh! This other guy looks a bit like Wolverine. That's Wolverine in the house. Alright, they're dancing. Dancing on the streets of Pub Street. Oh! Oh! Santa Train for the fun! Oh shit! Damn, these guys know these beats! It's crazy up in here! Yo! What's your name? What's your name, brother?
Raymond.
Raymond? I'm Judah.
Nice to meet you.
Alright, alright. So, dancing here. Say hello, say hello, say hello, say hello. Hey! Man, it's like, Pub Street is crazy up in here. I'm telling you, come to Pub Street, come to Temple, come outside on the street, party up with like even these guys. I have no idea who they are. These guys look like they're gonna fight, but I think they're just dancing. Where you guys from? English! These guys are English! Of course he's gonna give me the finger because I'm Australian. Oh! That's my slum, that's my slum! With the English and the Australians! Alright, where you guys from? Where you guys from? Where? Australia! Yes! Okay, I met some fellow Australians. Whereabouts? Sydney? From Melbourne. Alright, we got some Sydney people up in here. This is something crazy. It's my last video. I'm running out of like battery life. But I'm filming everything that I can. Alright, damn! This is crazy! Oh! Holy shit! Here we guys. We're the Cambodian cultural village. Stepping in now. Check out the sights. It's pretty much like similar to your museum back at home, I imagine. But look at this thing. This thing's amazing. You gotta come and see this. You have to. Look at that. You've got all like little steam coming out of like Malcolm's mouth around a water lily. Looks amazing. So inside the museum, seeing all these historical animals that Cambodia used to harbour. This guy's a hog badger. Water monitor, this beast. Look at these like baby tigers. These tigers are like a lot smaller than your regular tigers. Don't know if I'm going to be ruining your experience here, but there's a lot here that you need to see. There's like stories of the Cambodian people. So this is still very traditional here. Even with the dancing, it's a bit like a guy, but hey, see, so you've got the king, the servants, the workers as well. Pretty amazing stuff. Really got to come here and check it out and see everything up in detail. Look at that, it's crazy, incredible. I know that all of you guys will not have the will not be able to travel to Cambodia, but at least I can show you some of the stuff that I'm seeing and experiencing. And that way you can get a feel for the country. So further on, so we've got that. Look at this. Ready? Wow. This is stuff that we're seeing. Look at it. Look at it. How awesome is it? This is. So going back, building Angkor Wat, look at this. The king building this structure, plans, worshipping, building of Angkor Wat. See that? Look at that. This is how they did it. This is how they did it, y'all. This is how they did it. Even building this is amazing. Look at that. Loving this right now. Loving that. Loving that. Little carving, coming from that. That's, you can see what it's going into, right? I'm trying to make a naga. You've got people behind it, you've got people constantly working on this stuff. Alright, check it out, check it out. Look at this. You've seen the story in Pocahontas. Well, this is the Cambodian style. You see here, it's called Leo Ye. 1st century. Gonna have a look to come to yourselves, or to appreciate everything that's surrounding here. Just took a photo before. Look at this Apsara. It looks lifelike, like a wax sculpture for that. Pretty good. Welcome in, Apsara. Let's go around, let's go around. Okay. Look at that. Welcome to the Tonle Sap River. As you can see over there, largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia. Over here, you've got your boats. And on the other side of the ferry, you've got other boats that take people on rides, which cruises around Tonle Sap River. And it's actually Tonle Sap, I've been told. My mum told me off of the pronunciation. But this place is 2,700 square kilometers wide. The fresh water here also links out to the Mekong River that connects to Phnom Penh. Also, this river here is freaking crazy. It's so big that when you see it on the satellite, it kind of looks like a figure 8. And especially during the monsoon season, the water just the volume just increases dramatically because sometimes that rain just doesn't stop. It's torrential, it's hardcore, and it gets massive. So that 2,700 will lift up to, I'm not exactly sure, but to some insane figure. So you can come down here, jump on a boat, go for a cruise. Price is about $10–15 per person. It's a little bit expensive, especially because I got to pay for about 12 people. So I think I might skip that just today. Running short of my trip. Only got a few days left in Cambodia. Tomorrow traveling over to Phnom Penh, playing a round of golf, and doing some last minute sightseeing. Strolling around the city. That's the thing that I haven't been able to do much of. Been pretty busy.
But yeah, enjoy it. It's night in Siem Reap, and look at this crappy weather. It's like pissing down. It's a little bit hard for us to actually do anything. Our pub street is pretty much out of the question. So it's my last night here in Phnom Penh and in Cambodia. The jet sent back to Australia. All I want to say, the experience has been real. It's been good to see everything, everyone, meeting a lot of family, a lot of friends, making new friends as well. It's really good that like even tonight, like I got to meet a few new different people, never met before. It's good to have a chat with them, find out where they're from, what they do, what their struggles are with life, and it's really you come back and you appreciate what the little things that you have and the things that you take for granted. And I really want to say that when you do come visit to Cambodia, please be kind, please be generous. There are people here that do have a daily struggle. It's really hard for them to to come to terms of like the kind of money that we spend when we're back at home. These guys that they work all day, all night, then they come back with maybe only like about $5 to $10. So I really want you guys to know that every person you see is working in the markets, is working as a tuk-tuk, working on the streets. They're there daily, like killing their grind. So really do appreciate it, and don't take that stuff for granted. Growing up, parents were in the same boat, and they came to Australia with nothing, and they gave me as much as they could. They gave me shoes on my feet, they gave me clothes on my back, they gave me shelter, they gave me food. And growing up, I didn't really understand all this kind of stuff, and so I got mad. Like I was a sport as a kid. They gave me everything they could, and so really don't take that stuff for granted. We go to the movies, we'd spend about like $20 for a ticket, popcorn, drinks, and whatnot. And that's it's already about $30-40. $30-40 to these people. It takes them about maybe a couple of weeks in order to earn that, and that's someone who's like living in a house making some decent money. I've met all these people that all different sides of the earth, not different sides of the earth, but more so different sides of the sociological section, and none of the stuff that I'm filming is scripted. So like you have to excuse if I'm going to be umming and ahhing a lot and repeating myself, but I don't mean to do it. But I want you guys, if you're ever going to come to Cambodia, please appreciate this country, please appreciate its people, and most of all appreciate each other. So this is me signing out. Last night in Cambodia. Have fun. Peace be with you. Bye.